Hi everyone, today we are going to see a very important topic with respect to the Azure 104 exam, that is Azure Active Directory. So, in this section, we will be seeing what Azure Active Directory is, how does it work, and its pricing. So, let's understand the Azure Active Directory concept. For example, many of us would have already been working or even in the college environment. If you're accessing the company's environment or a college environment, you will be using certain credentials to log in to a specific network, and you would need a new username and password, and that specific account will have a certain permissions. So, in order to maintain the users and its groups, we need an Azure Active Directory for creating, managing those users and groups. And this can be on an on-premise environment or within the company's data center, or this can be also we can leverage the Azure AD services. So that's what the identity and access management is all about. And the first point states that it is a cloud based identity and access management service. As I said earlier, we can create users and groups in Azure AD. We can assign licenses to the users under a specific domain, which we will be seeing it hands on in this lab. And we can give access to many resources in Azure and for specific users based on their roles and responsibilities. And we can also grant different roles to users. The Azure Active Directory revolves around users, groups, roles, permissions. We'll be exploring that moving further. So this is an overview picture on how an user uh, hierarchy would be like. For example, you are creating an user in Azure Active Directory, and we are giving the access to a Azure subscription scope level or an Azure resources level. And I can, for example, you are giving access to only the virtual machines or only the SQL servers. So there are many resources. So you can fine grain the access, and you can give the user access, or else you can create a group. And if you want a set of 10 students or 10 employees to have one specific role, instead of giving each and every user role separately, you can just give a role or permission to a group and add these users under one single group. So this is the overall benefits of using Active Directory, and Azure is obviously a cloud-based Active Directory. So this comes with 3 subscription. Azure AD free. So if you're using a pay-as-you-go model or created a subscription, you will initially have an Azure AD. So in the Azure AD, you can create users group, that is a user and group management, and you can do an on-premise Active Directory synchronization. That's a concept called AD Connect, a tool called AD Connect, which used to connect the Azure Active Directory and the on-premise Active Directory in your environment. And we can synchronize it. It also used to provide basic reports, and it gives the option to self-service password change for cloud users alone, not on the on-premise user. If you want to do a self-service password reset for on-premise user, you need to buy the premium one. And it also supports the write back capabilities. For example, if you are resetting the password on cloud side, and it automatically writes back to the on-premise AD. And dynamic groups is nothing but based on certain, for example, if the employees have a certain tag or certain roles, then they should be automatically added to a specific groups. So we can do all that in premium 1. And in Azure AD premium 2, it gives an identity protection. For example, it automatically identifies the risks and remedies given to it. And privileged identity management is nothing but a fine grained control over a resource, or a deep monitoring on a resource. All this you can do it in the Azure premium. P2. So now let's go to the pricing part. So if you see it over here, the Azure Premium P1 has will be charging $6 per user per month, and for P2 it is $9 per user per month. Let's dive into the Active Directory. Before going in, you can either use the Azure Active Directory over here, or you can just search for Azure Active Directory in recent services. It is showing if you have already had search for it, or just type for Azure Active Directory. So here it is. So in this overview, I have activated the P2 license. If you are not activated it, it would show Azure AD free, and once after activating it, the license will be updated over here. If you want to activate the license, go to the licenses part and go to all products, and if you give try and buy, and you can just activate it over here. I already have it, and if you want to assign uh, a license to one user, just give I already have one user, select and review and assign it. All right, so here we are having one assigned and 99 licenses are still available. And let's go to default directory, and if you want to create users, go to users, new users. I have a separate section on it. I'll teach you how that can be done. You can go to groups, create groups, and there's a lot of things. If you see here, password reset options, there's a multiple options over here. We will explore it moving further. All right, and this is all about the Azure AD. And if you had liked this session, please like the video, so that it goes through the algorithm and it suggests to other similar viewers, and they also will be able to have a chance to look at this course, and as well as you, if you have any colleagues or any your juniors or seniors, or else to your brothers, you can just share it. If they have interest in the IT world, share the video. And also, if you want to continue on this course, please subscribe it, and let's see in next class. Thank you.